In 1 month, I vibe coded an organizational management system for 180 employees, a multi-million-dollar organization that increases productivity, increases communication, keeps me in the loop, and saved our organization $23,000 a year. I have 26 departments and sub-departments. 1 month from implementation, 1 month for just communication about it, and then I did it all without writing a single line of code. In this video, I'm gonna go over how I did it, the cost, the problems, cool stuff to implement in your own system, and tips and tricks I learned along the way so you don't have to make the same costly mistake that I did. My name's Aaron. I'm just a wild cowboy in the wild west of crypto and AI and investing, and I discovered vibe coding, and I just need to let you know of some problems that I had. Here's the problem. I used to use a management system called Monday.com for our organization. Now you should know that our organization, I already said, it's got 180 employees, 26 departments and sub-departments, all competing, like just how they operate, different goals, different structures. You got anything from development for a school to a ministry for outside churches. It's a whole convoluted mess. It's all one organization, one big pile. Highly complicated with different levels of complexity to it and different people and all this kind of stuff. Well, we used Monday.com, and let me pull it up here. They changed their rates, and you can see the rates here. $19 a month per seat for the pro version. Everything that we want, all the automated integrations, all the different boards, unlimited boards, all of that stuff. 19 seats a month. We have about 100. We didn't need 180 seats because 180 employees. We needed about 70. So it still charged us for the 100 seats because you can't go between 50 and 100. You have to go for either 50 or 100. We have 70, so I had to buy 100 seats. That's $22,800 or $23,000 a year. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Look, listen, I'm not gonna pay that. Not in the world of vibe coding. Not in today's economy. So this was over Christmas break, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna undertake this task. I know that my trial is running up in March, and it was December at the time. I'm like, I'm gonna try to vibe code out a whole task management system. And while they had, that whole bootleg Monday.com, your boy was gonna vibe code Sunday.com. Now, I have no intent. Literally the first time I say this, people always say, aren't you gonna get sued? Even like the logo looks a little, it kind of looks like Monday.com's logo. And that's on purpose, okay? Because this is out of spite. This is a spite coded, not vibe coded, okay? So I was like, I'm not gonna pay that. That's so crazy. And they wanted to up the rates, and we've been with them for 3 years. No, sir. And so first thing I wanted to do is make a vision page for it. Now, I just vibe coded this. I didn't really put too much time into it. I wanted to worry about the functionality. But for people moving over, your employees moving over from one management system to another, it's a bear. Good grief, it's a bear. Everyone wants it exactly right for them. They have it configured. They have everything where they want. So I had some constraints. I needed to make sure that people should go on this, wanted to use it, was beneficial for them, was better than that, other than just the cost, because they don't see the cost. I see the cost. They don't see the cost. So I had to make sure that, so I put some benefits on here, and then I just vibe coded this thing. Another major key, as you can see at the top, sunday.multiply222.com. This is actually just a subdomain. So I didn't even want to pay for a subdomain. I'm so cheap, man. I didn't even want, if it's for free, it's for me. If it's not free, it's not for me. That's what I say. So I just made a subdomain for it because I know I'm not going to sell this. This is only for my organization. So anyway, we go ahead and sign in. So let's sign in. And this is the page. This is the home page. Now for Monday.com, their homepage was always trying to sell you things. It was cluttered and full of things like links that we did not need. So I was intentional about every shred of information on the first page when someone logs in is hyper useful. Now, this is the first cool thing I wanted to show you because I'm going to go through what I have here, but I want to kind of omit the names and all of that. So I vibe coded a demo version just for you, okay, just to show. So all the names now are anonymous, emails, workspaces are all anonymous. So you can see my name at the top, Aaron Muyak. Now it's Skylar Taylor. That's my name. That's the name of my 7th kid. Anyway, so the first thing I want to show you was something that was useful was announcements. So in the announcements, you're able to just kind of make the announcement to different segments of the group. Here are the different workspaces: campus pastors, finance, HR, IT requests, directors, multiply the media department, church leadership. Here's something interesting: the headlines to share. Like, one thing that I saw was common was people were not sharing pertinent information they didn't know. So I just basically made it so like you could type in like some information here and then select the board to post it in, like basically the different workspaces that they would post it in. So they would go into it later, and it makes it pretty easy, I think. Different tasks that are assigned to you right here. Tickets, like if you're on like a facilities or media or IT, it goes here. Quarterly rocks is just internal language. I don't know if you know about that, like that jar, and then like if you fill your life with the small pebbles first and the bigger stones and the rocks, you don't have any room for the big rocks. You got to do the big rocks first. It's basically the most important goals. It's basically that. So I don't know. These are just made up rocks here. Launch new member orientation program or whatever. And then these are issues that, are assigned to me that I need to solve. One thing that is another cool issue or another cool thing to do is a good news board. It's just something that if you're running a big organization, you want good news, but you don't want it like from everywhere. 180 people, they don't all apply to you. So like my campus in Winter Garden or Grace or in Miami, they don't really apply to me. I don't really know those people. So this only sources from the workplaces that you're at, the employees that are there. So it's very hyper like tailored to the individual. Now, if we go into, we could just go into a basic like workspace so you could see the basic functionality of it. So here's the first, it goes overview, and on the left-hand side, so you'll have my workspaces. So all the workspaces that I'm a part of are right here. And then forms and resources. So like IT requests, media requests, all that kind of stuff, expense requests are right here. And then we go through like the different sections. You have the overview board, which is like just an overview of everything. There's helpful links and documents you could load up here. Then what people saw is like good news or God sightings, core values to go for what we do, scorecards. So like if you're running a business, like sales or the basic KPIs, major goals for everybody. This is something cool. If I go in here and I click on like on track, there's a little guy that runs across the screen. You could just vibe code that, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're off track or let's see, stuck, there should be a rock. There it is there. Or I don't know, you could do whatever you want, make it a little fun. I heard this one time is that some people get jealous of like a fun work environment, or you have a fun job. Jobs are never fun. You could have a boring job or a fun job. It's the people that make it fun. So if you're going to vibe code your own thing, you might as well make it a little fun. Headline news is just information that people need to like inform us about. And setting the status will move it to different boards. Issues will move it to different issues. A 7-day to-do list. If you assign a 7-day to-do, like you have to do it in 7 days, it appears on their home screen and gives them a notification at the top. And then you can rate a meeting. This is just something that internal we do. We follow the EOS program, if you know what that entrepreneurial operating system or whatever it's called. So it's a famous book if you want to learn how to do that. I'm not here to teach you. I'm just here to show you my cool thing. One thing that you should, if you make a board like this, you got to have an admin side to your board, not just the user interface, but the admin side. And so the admin side, you could see, this is another cool thing, is the Overlord position. So Overlord, what it does is it'll go through all of the boards through the whole day. And all I have to do is refresh it. It already did it, but it will give a synopsis or a summary of every workspace, so I don't have to go through and I'm recapped on it. So like all this stuff will be filled out. Bugs are right here. Announcements. So this one's just a test. It shows up, and then the user base, of course. And then I could generate an invite if I need to invite somebody or whatever. So there's a few different issues here that is solved, and I think that'd be really helpful for you. Okay, so let's talk about some tips and trips if you're gonna do this for yourself. Number one, you gotta implement, or at least I found very helpful to implement a bug system. A system where they could submit, some of your like users can submit a bug or whatever, it gets sent to you and you can notify them by email when something is fixed or working on it or closed or open or whatever. And so it alerts you to when they need to work on it. And you really need that buy-in because they are able to create something that they want to use as well. And so it gives you a lot of buy-in. Buy-in is very important for all of this. And if they don't buy in, they're going to be, you're going to be spend so much time and money to create an app that no one's ever going to use. Second tip is you need, at least for me, I needed a 1 month of transition. I told them at the beginning of February, it's now March, hey, in 1 month, we're going to move away from Monday.com and go to Sunday. And it took the whole month. It's actually still taking a month because they still need to transfer over stuff from the boards. They're still used to the way they used to work it, but it literally took a whole month. And you should probably consider yourself, give some lead time for that. Definitely a month transition. Tip number 3 is this: scratch where it itches. Don't just develop cool things because you think it's cool. Develop the cool things when the need arises. So like if someone has a particular need, just develop that thing right then and there, right for them. There's a ton of, again, buy-in that people would want to experience when they tell you a problem and you solve it by vibe coding and it's done in like a couple hours. It's phenomenal. It worked. Like I work with people who are up to 70 years old and all the way down to 17 years old. They're all on this app. And so it's very helpful. There's a sense of value that's accomplished there. Tip number 4 is this: start with the core functionalities and then branch out. I think this is called an MVP. And so just start with the basic core functionalities. And again, back to that last tip, scratch where it itches as it develops. That's how you develop the cool new things. Is like I developed the demo mode because I wanted to make this video. Tip number 5 is this: you need to, or at least I needed to, vibe code a debugging and cleanup routine. Every once in a while I'll be like, hey, debug everything, clean up, verify everything, and make sure that it's working properly. Go in like a senior level software engineer and proofread all the lines of code. I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? But I know it knows what it means. So I'm saying, like, have AI work against AI. Tip number 6 is this: I think what was helpful for me is I had the Lovable, I had the vibe code itself, a white paper. And so I was like, hey, write up a white paper for me describing all the features and everything that it does right now. When it did that, I logged it and I saved it on a file and I put it back into AI. I put it into ChatGPT. I said, hey, this is my white paper, understand it, and help me develop something cool that's next. Or help me figure out all the weak points, or what is something else that I could develop for this. And when I did that, it was able to come up with a couple new things that now I'm sharing with you, and it's implemented right now. Okay, let's talk about how much this cost. Okay, so if I pull it up here, this is the back end of my Lovable. I used Lovable, so if you want to use Lovable too, just use my link down below, and if you pay, I get 100 credits or whatever. But essentially, it took me 899 messages to the AI, I guess, 800 until 900 messages, and 781 AI credits. Now, of course, this is how much an AI credit is. $100 buys you 400 AI credits. So this essentially cost me $200, right? So like for 800 credits for me to vibe code out this whole system. Instead of paying $22,800, I paid $200, and it took about 3 months of my time. And you should know I had just had a baby and I left for like 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks, there weren't a lot of bug requests or any of that. So essentially it was working pretty well. Not flawlessly, but very little flaws. And so I thought I considered that a big win. The cost of this was 3 months of time, iteration. It took really 1 month to just develop it, and then 2 months of like iteration and back and forth, and $200. I think that was well worth it. So here's the takeaway. You can do it too. Okay. We are living in an age where we do not have to purchase some major software company and pay them these subscriptions. I don't know about you, but I've been frustrated. I've been frustrated about these subscription models that Adobe used to be just buy it and get it, and then now you have to pay subscription. And then Monday.com is raising the rates. And then I heard Asana is raising the rates, and Planning said, yada, on and on it goes. When we could just grab hold. I'm letting you know, I feel like an Omega level mutant right now. I feel like I have all these superpowers now that I have the ability to vibe code. And it's just, how do I think creatively? Can I put in the time and effort and work? Because I was able to save my organization a ton of money and I think it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So we're living in an age where you can do, if I can do it, certainly you can too. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.